all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to go ahead and smash a like button and also subscribe because we need the subscribers. Big announcement tomorrow, guys. I'll go ahead and announce it now. We are going to be starting our full 1 Bitcoin giveaway tomorrow. And so we're going to have all the details for you on that as we go towards 1 million subscribers. When we get to 1 million subscribers, we are going to give away a full Bitcoin. And if you look at the timing, good chance it's going to probably be right at about 6 figures by the time that happens. The screen's a little dim here. I got to get a bright screen here. All right, guys. So we got a lot of announcements for you guys, or we got a big show for you guys, but I do want to make this special announcement. Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will be on Cryptos R Us channel. You guys may know George as the guy who basically outed F2 Pool for all the dumping they've been doing. And so we're going to be doing a special live stream. We've got 2 other videos for you guys today. But at 8 o'clock tonight, we're going to be on with George. So make sure you're watching right now, that you come back tonight at 8 in the Eastern Standard Time for that live stream. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about, of course, all the mining wars. We're going to be talking about some coins and some we may or may not agree on. So going to be an interesting show. Make sure you guys come back for that. But we also have another big announcement on the channel today. A really, really big announcement. Also, guys, before I get to the announcement, check out this shirt right here. Gosh, do we have the guy's name who sent me this?
I don't.
I do not have it. I do not have his name right now. One of our BitSquad members made this shirt for me. It's a Lambo. And so, God, you know the only thing that would have been better? It would have been like, when TJ question mark. And that's when with a no H. Like, when TJ. When. So, guys, that's a Lambo on the shirt. So I want to wear this. Pretty cool. So I don't have his name right now. Maybe we'll shout him out in another video. But I love the shirt. Extra large. Still in charge. Love it. Guys, we have another big announcement, though, which is we started this 1K to 10K challenge a couple weeks ago. Not right now. 1K to 10K challenge a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, excuse me. The 10K to 100K challenge a few weeks ago with Bybit. And the big announcement, which we'll get to a little bit more, I did it. This is for the everyday man. This is for the guy. It's got 10K. I mean, some of you guys are in that position. I understand this. So don't, I understand 10K is a lot to a lot of people, and we respect that. But I took a small amount, and I turned it into 6 figures. I did it in 16 days. So the proof is in the pudding, guys. All using Market Cipher. Big shout out to CryptoFace. He is a genius. He has long hair, and he looks a little scraggly with the mask. But this guy knows what he's talking about. So don't let looks deceive you. I mean, he's a great-looking guy. Great-looking guy. Very great-looking guy. But in all seriousness, though, like, he's built something that works. And I've been getting comment after comment after comment, message after message from people that are using it and are winning. And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But, guys, Bitcoin, am I right? Back up above 56K. We're going to be going into my trades. And then also we're going to be taking a look at everything that's going on in the markets right now. And TJ, if you could keep this off for 1 second, because I want to pull up one thing. I realized I never pulled that up. But anyways, guys, Bitcoin today is doing some things that are very interesting. And there's a lot of larger narratives at play right now with Bitcoin that isn't just all price related and some stuff that I think you guys are going to get a lot out of. So let's move on to the markets here. We're going to check this out. 1.7 trillion. Is this a record? All right, got this pulled up here. Is this a record? No. The record was 1.713. Absolutely, guys. We just set a new record. Because that's 1.7. Yeah, new record in market cap. Total market cap now, all-time high at $1.718 trillion. It got as high as 1.723. Unless I'm seeing. No, actually, that's not right. If you zoom in a little closer, we did get to $1.76 trillion. So we're a little behind that right now. We are charging towards it. And it looks like we could set an overall market cap record. Then taking a look quickly at, let's see, this doesn't have Bitcoin dominance. Let's click on Bitcoin dominance. ETH, 12.3%. So it has been dropping a little bit. Bitcoin holding tough at 60.9%. with the dominance. Why is the Bitcoin dominance chart not showing up? It says loading. Maybe it'll come up, maybe it won't. All right, let's take a look right now at what's going on with the altcoins right now. And we're going to touch on Polygon a little bit later. A lot of people asking, why do I not talk about Polygon more? Which is MATIC, if you didn't know. It's just one of these things that, I mean, it's not by design. It's not like any specific reason we don't talk about it a lot. We do own some Polygon, for sure. It's not one of our biggest bags by any stretch of the imagination. It's probably maybe our top 30 or 40 biggest altcoin holdings, so it's not very high on our list, but we do have pretty significant holdings in it. So that's probably why it doesn't show up on my radar a little bit more, but it's having big news, and I think if they pull off what they're trying to do by bringing in these multi-chain ecosystems to Ethereum, it's going to be really big. So but we're going to talk more about Polygon down near the end. Then we got Pundi X here, absolutely crushing it. Back appearing in the top 100. Kusama, we just did a video on that, and on Basic Attention Token. Both having good days. BitTorrent, Theta Fuel, Avalanche, Theta. We got some stuff coming up with Theta pretty soon. That's nice. Polkadot running up again. Where is the Polkadot all-time high at?
Right here.
Right here it is right now, isn't it? 38. And it literally right now is of the last 24 hours at all-time high. So that's pretty good news because... DJ, what luck do we have?
Yeah, that was some good timing there.
We bought, do we want to tell them how much we bought? How much Polkadot we bought the other day?
Sure.
Yeah, we bought, you sent me 6.5 Bitcoin, I think?
I think.
So what is that? Like $350,000 about?
Yep.
Something like that? Yeah, $340,000?
I mean, approximately.
Approximately. We already had about $150,000 worth. So right now, it's great timing for that. Let's see what it's worth right now. We bought it on that dip. Coincidentally, we didn't even buy it on that dip, like, on purpose. Now we've got 523K. Pretty good. We'll take it. Goal is to get 7 figures in that Polkadot, and then maybe Binance Coin as well. Very interesting conversation about Binance Coin I want to have maybe on Friday with our new Stonks guy. Can't wait for you to meet our Stonks guy. Friday is now Stonks Day on the channel. So we got a lot going on with Polkadot. Very good. Let's look at what's pumping for the week, though. For the week, Chili's still continuing to crush it. Decentraland, Engine Coin. All three.
Yep.
All three of the biggest pumpers of the week. What do they have in common, guys?
They're nifty.
They are nifty projects, all involving NFTs. And we've got a video today with Ken Bozak talking about NFTs at 2 p.m. So you guys, Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to come back for an interview with Ken. Ken's going to be getting more involved in what we're doing here. So very interesting. The top 3 performers of the week are all NFT and gaming related. I mean, guys, gaming is going to be such a big focus for the future end of this channel. We're going to be doing a lot more gaming content. I mean, the conversation we had with Ken this morning blew my mind.
He's got so many good ideas.
Yeah, he's good. So talking about basically how we are entering into a new realm of gaming. Like, you know, I said there were really like, this would be like gaming 3.0. I guess really it's like gaming 4.0 because basically what you had is you had regular side-scrolling games that we grew up with if you're my age and you're, you know, upper 30s or low 40s, whatever it is, and you would beat the game. That was the whole thing. You wanted to beat the game. Well, then 007 came out and it all became about multiplayer. Then online gaming became a thing, and now we're looking at a new phase of gaming where you own things. And I think it's going to be a huge factor in this bull run going forward. So, I mean, these are projects we're looking at. We're doing some work with Engine, with Wax. Pretty exciting to see this really bubbling up. I think this NFT craze is going to last throughout this entire bull market. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think it'll probably peak out in, you know, around the end of this big bull run. It might, you know, be a top signal, as some would say, kind of like CryptoKitties was last time. Like when the hype really peaks out, you know, that could signal the end. But yeah, it'll definitely be big for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's look right now. Let's go into looking at the Bitcoin chart. See what Market Cypher is telling us here and what we can kind of take from this. See if there's nothing in the other Bitcoin charts I really want to show right now. So, guys, everything has been mega bullish. Let's first look at the daily chart. See what's going on with the daily. And I told you guys that when we went back and we looked at this blood diamond that we saw on the 5th, I was very concerned about this when it happened. Extremely concerned about this because I mean, we had not seen one of these in a long time, and when we see them, it means it's probably heading straight down. But because of all the counter trading that was going on, again, where people were literally dumping the price of Bitcoin while I was live to try to liquidate me on air, and we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars, I think that actually played into giving this false signal right here. Because there were a lot of prices that Bitcoin should not have gone under. And finally, 47 was the hold. It held at 47. And I tell you, that's something else to think about here, guys. When we look at the daily chart for Bitcoin here, and we look at the blood diamond once again, the blood diamond is the large red diamond that shows up on Market Cipher. It usually means monumental collapse. And we look at where did it drop to on that? Where did it drop to? It dropped right here at 46,335. That was basically as low as it could drop. And it rebounded immediately and popped back up over 47. And that $47,000 line is one we really, really, really got to watch because it really seems like that is the new support. We may not ever see Bitcoin below that number again. What do you think about that, TJ? You think that's possible? You think we will never see it below 47,000 again?
I think it's possible. I think it'd be interesting. Another key thing to note about those certain levels that have turned into really strong support is I think MicroStrategy had a pretty massive buy right around 47 too. And a lot of times when you look at where those institutional players came in with large purchases, those tend to turn into really strong floors. So I could see that holding.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and if you remember when we looked at Ethereum yesterday, we were looking at kind of the pattern of the charts just in general for Ethereum, but it also applies to Bitcoin, where we've been on a massive run this week. And we compared the 4-hour chart and we were looking at, or the hourly chart, and we were looking at some sideways action. I told you guys it looked like maybe it was going to go, somewhere in the 6-hour range after the show, it might break loose. Well, it did. It actually broke loose and started running up, and then it crashed back down. Could you believe, TJ? I could not believe that with a $2,000 crash last night, people were panicking on Twitter.
I mean, that's Twitter.
I mean, what the heck? Like, guys, do you not see what's happening right now? Like, you're going to have some drops. Somebody literally sent me a message. Like, I got all kinds of messages. Like, somebody literally sent me a message last night, and they were like, what's going on with the market? Is it over? I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you. I really don't. I don't mean to laugh at you if you're new to this. But it's just like that meme that's, what is it, James Franco, and he's about to get hung or whatever.
I love that meme.
And he looks over at this other guy that's about to get hung. He's like, "What? Your first time here?" That's such an applicable meme to being in crypto because when you've been through this long enough, guys, it's not all green candles forever. And they're during no moment of any run. Look, if we were to go look at that hourly chart, I can't do it on here. Let me go to a different one real quick. Let me go to the Bitstamp chart. If we were to go to the hourly chart and we were to go back to 2017, hopefully it'll pull up here. That's a lot of data for it to process. Let's see. God, it's going to take me forever to get back here. Let's see if I can even do it. But we go back and look at 2017 when prices were going absolutely insane. Even back then, you'll see there were still plenty of downtimes on the hourly chart. God, are we just still in? That's in 20. I'm gonna get back there at some point, maybe. Maybe I can go to the daily chart and then zoom in. I'm not gonna do that because it's just taking too much process to load. The point is, the market's gonna dump. It's gonna happen. It's part of a natural flow of things, and we'll talk about the market health at the end, where we'll take a look at the Newpol and at the stock to flow detection, which are two charts that really show the health of the market. That's what's important. The important thing is how healthy is the market. And when the market is healthy, these candles allow Bitcoin to basically breathe. And I mean, that's really what we want. So I've really botched this thing up now, man. I've really botched this entire chart up here. Let me see if I can actually, I need to probably just reload it. So I do want to real quick before we move on, I do want to look at the 4-hour chart and the hourly real quick to kind of just give you guys a look at what we're kind of looking at right now and what we can be expecting. Guys, everything's still looking bullish. I mean, if you look at the 4-hour chart, I told you guys yesterday that we probably were looking at something like this kind of move right now. And then when you look, that was about here yesterday, or maybe about here yesterday, and it looks like it's shaping up to be that. I think this is going to be a really long run. We'll have moments of breathing in the middle. But, I mean, CryptoFace says he definitely believes that we're going to $72,000 in the next few weeks, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and there's nothing you can do about it, that it is happening. And I definitely believe, that to be the case. I mean, look at the money flow, guys. We're on the 4-hour chart. The money flow here, the money flow here. You look at this move right here, the beginning of that. You look at this, and it all kind of starts to line up. That and when you take in the fundamentals into consideration, looks like we are moving bullish. And looking at the 4-hour chart, which I like to use as the strongest indicator of trades, we right now are doing really well. Now, one thing you may not realize about Market Cypher is that and we do have a full Market Cypher, or not a full, but we have a Market Cypher tutorial coming out later tonight, where I'm going to show you guys how, I'm going to do a little more detail about the 10K to 100K challenge. But if you look here, you see how it's gray, how the ribbon is gray? And then you look here and the ribbon is white. White means bullish. And when you look at where this is right now, and that all of these candles are bouncing off, like basically the top line of the EMA, it's like everything's looking pretty bullish right now. There's nothing to really think that it's not. When you look at the hourly chart, when you look at all these little, every time you see one of these yellow diamonds right here, the small yellow diamonds, it basically means that the pattern is continuing. Guys, there's nothing bearish on this chart right now, And so last night, when we had this move right here and people were panicking, there was a little bearishness on the market. But if you look back at all the similar runs that it's been on the hourly chart, you'll see that every single one has a pullback, and almost every single one is a multi-hour pullback. So on the daily chart, what we're kind of looking at right now is we are looking at, this momentum wave that we're getting above the 60 line on the measurement for the oscillator over here. And it looks like when we do have a drop here, it is going to be pretty dramatic. Because if you think about like on the downside, when we get our green dots that we love so much, like when we get these green dots at the bottom, these are extremely bullish on Market Cypher. But when you get these is when the momentum is the most far on the downside. And when that happens, that's when you get the biggest moves up. Similarly, on the top side, usually when it gets above this line right here, right here, let's see what it did. It didn't really do anything right here. You just got 2 hours there. But in general, when you look back, like this was a good example right here. When you get this momentum wave carrying above this small white line right here, which is just it's a measurement from the 0 line in the middle. I mean, look at that, and then you look right here, you got something kind of similar right there. So what we want to be looking for, if you want my kind of like strategy for what I'm looking for right now on Market Cypher on this hour chart, I'm not getting it. Even though it looks bullish, I'm good right now. I'm good right now. You go and move on to the next thing. I'm good right now. So when I am looking to re-enter a position, it's going to be because like it's a really good money-making opportunity because I won the challenge. I won it. Now it was just me in the challenge. It was nobody else. And I did it. And we're going to look at that in a second. But I'm looking for a pretty severe drop. If I see a blood diamond show up here very soon in the next, couple of days on the hourly chart, that's going to be a good time to get in. I don't think we're going to see a lot of manipulation to the downside like we saw back a week ago. But I'm kind of looking right now for a new entry point. So if we were to just kind of look really briefly here at lines of support, I mean, it looks like, I would say, what is this line? 54. 54 here is basically the new line. If it gets back down to about 54, that would be probably a pretty good time to come in. Because, these lines of support, or lines of resistance turn to support. Support usually turns into resistance. So, I can definitely see this going up and then coming back down and bouncing off this line. So if that happens, I'm going to try to get in somewhere around there. That's what I'm doing. I'm not really paying a lot of attention right now. And here's why. Guys, if you want to get in on Bybit, you guys can come on over here to Bybit or to bitboycrypto.com/deals. You get access to Market Cipher. You get our March 10% off code, and then access to Bybit right here. Then you can visit the rewards hub, and boom, we got some special contests coming up with them pretty soon, and things like that. And also, if you need a VPN, go here. Just make sure when you're on the site, especially when you're trying to do withdrawals and stuff, you're using a VPN. If you need to, if you don't live in a place where, if you live in a place where you need a VPN or whatever, make sure you're doing that the right way. So I'll say this, like, somebody had a question about withdrawing from Bybit. Never had a problem. Never had a single problem doing that. So I would say if you do run into an issue, log out, log back in with the VPN, and then it should fix it. Should. But anyways, guys, let's look at what happened. So here's my Bybit account. And you guys can see right now, and we started this account, by the way. Do you want me to move it over a little bit?
Yeah.
Or you, here, let me just do that. Yeah. Okay. When we started this account, we had $10,000. And I did this on purpose. And I will tell you guys, starting with $10,000 compared to starting with at least a full Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin or whatever, like, it's a lot more challenging. I found it to be extremely challenging. And the hardest part I found for me was getting over the finish line. Is that I got it up to $80,000 last week, and those people were counter trading us live, and we fell backwards. But guess what? Once again, suck it, Igor. We still did it, you know. So, and a lot of guys won't show you their trades. They won't show you their trades. Why? Because I don't know. Maybe they're not trading. I don't know. Maybe they're telling you I do it. Maybe they're not doing it. I'm not calling out anybody specific. I'm just saying we have the audacity here to show you what we're doing, and this could have been really bad. I went from $10,000 last week, or 2 weeks ago. We started this challenge 16 days ago. I went from $10,000 to $80,000, back to $9,000 on Friday. And now we finally did it. We got back up to $108,000. Now, you're not going to have people counter trading you, so you probably won't run into that. And of course, you know, we're going to show you everything. We're going to show you all the trades, so you guys know exactly what we did. This is our chart here. This shows you exactly what happened. That's a 7 day. Let's look at 30 days. So we started on the 23rd, which, how many days is that? That's 5 days in February plus what is today, the 9th?
The 10th.
10th, so 15, 16 days. Started at 0. You guys can see we rode up. We got real close, and then we lost. Started climbing back up, made a few big trades, and now we have officially done it. Now, the next thing we will be doing in this challenge is trying to turn this $10,000 to or $100,000 to $1 million. That'll be impressive.
Yeah.
But I mean, using the same strategies, there should be no reason why we can't do it. So obviously, our total realized profit and loss is smaller than 100,000 because we started with 10 and we were trying to get to 100K, so we had to make 90. And so we did it. We made 96K, 1.7 BTC. Remember, traders hate me. They hate me. They hate me. They hate Market Cipher. They hate it so bad. It's a cheat code. It's the warp whistle of trading. Yesterday alone, we did $42,000. We had some really nice trades yesterday. I did have one losing trade last night where I forgot an order I had filled, and then it went up, and you know, it ended up losing. But now, look, people realize now that we're hedging these live trades, and so they can't really pump us down, but 9 out of 10 winning trades. Let's go back to the beginning of the account here. Let's see how many trades it took us. So it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And I think all the other pages are 10.
Yeah, so it should be 29. I think it took us 29 trades to get from $10,000 to $100,000. And some of these trades, I mean, were, you know, kind of very close together. And when you look at the entry prices, you'll see they're not that dramatic. I mean, $55,184, $55,695. See, these three right here were actually just one trade, though. That's where, like, this is one trade with multiple contracts. Then we did this one, 54,400. We got at 54,565. I started using really high leverage in the end. It's like 34x, I think. When you look at these entries, like, we're not looking for gigantic, massive moves. I mean, this one was big right here. This was the biggest one we did. 0.85 BTC, 49,550 to $53,866. Wow. Woo! That was a big one. So that was the CME gap. That's when we got filled on the CME gap. And the CME gap was at 49,500, but do you see what I did? I filled it at 49,550 because I baked in a lot of other people trying to do that. Now, it did go below it, but that is a strategy you can use. Make sure you get your orders filled. So, pretty exciting stuff, guys. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty exciting. I was very happy. It's hard to get over the finish line here. I almost had it twice. I almost had it last night, and I didn't get it. This morning, we actually finally did it. and stuff like that. So pretty exciting. And also, we didn't start with this, though. Thank you for 622,000 subscribers, guys. I do want to say that. We didn't show this at all today. Thank you, BitSquad. Without you, none of this is possible. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about, the challenge. And now we can get back focused on this is the next thing we're really going to focus on. I've let this slip, guys. I've really let this go by the wayside. I got so excited about the other challenge. We're trying to turn $1,000 into 10,000 just regular swing trading. It's considerably harder than doing it on leverage. So we are going to focus on this. I'm gonna right after we get off this stream, I'm gonna make some trades, and we don't have the page on the website anymore, though.
Yeah,
Mr. Elrond, you need to take care of that, please, sir. Can we make sure we get that taken care of today?
yes.
We're gonna get the tracker back on the website today. So, all right, guys, let's move on to this story here. Norwegian billionaire publishes remarkably bullish letter. Remarkably bullish.
All these billionaires getting really bullish on Bitcoin lately.
That's right. That's right. And everybody that's bullish on Bitcoin becoming billionaires.
Hey.
Let's get it. Norwegian billionaire publishes remarkably bullish letter on Bitcoin, says not investing is the riskiest decision. And this is something I've told people for years. And it's been really interesting because for me, being someone that's been in this for a long time and preaching, right? Like I'm a Bitcoin and crypto evangelist. I mean, there's no other way to dice it up. I mean, not the only thing I try to do that with, but when it comes to Bitcoin, I try to open people's eyes to it. And, my father-in-law sent this to me. He also just texted me and said, hey, can I turn 10K to 100K with Market Cypher? Hey, nice to see you, Pops. He sent us this today, and it said, a quote that said, with the visionary, there is a gift and curse. The gift is you can see things that other people can't see. The curse is you got to stand it alone until they're able to see it. Boom. That's it. Telling people for years. I know TJ has too.
Maybe that's why we have each other.
Maybe it is. Gosh, we're soulmates. I mean, we both own Solana and Phantasma.
There you go.
But the thing is when you are on the front end of it. Oh, you never moved to the next thing, by the way. God, TJ.
I'm slipping.
Yeah, slipping. We're not perfect for each other now.
Maybe not.
It's over. So the point is though, is that when you see what's coming in the future of cryptocurrency, and you saw this when we brought Jim on yesterday and talked to him about it, like other people don't see it. And it takes a while for them to come around. But I always worried about the mental health of my family members. What was going to happen when I preached to them for years about crypto and they didn't buy in, and then we saw Bitcoin go above six figures? Like, how are they going to be able to process that? Well, luckily for me, literally everyone in my family is in crypto. I've got them all in. And so I feel like I'm in a good spot because they're making money and they're doing well, and it's been, pretty remarkable to see. But the thing is, this is what I always told them, the same thing this billionaire says. Like, listen, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Like, I'm just a guy that stumbled into all this, okay? I've learned a lot. I have a lot of experience, but I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with a 401k. I'll be honest with you. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Can I be totally honest? I don't even know what a 401k is. I don't even know what it is. I got no idea. It's maybe some stonks in some kind of random fund that gives you like 1% a year that you put some money in and then maybe your company matches it. That's all I know. I've never had a 401k. I don't have no 401k job. I ain't never offered myself one. So I don't care what it is.
We might.
We might do it. Crypto 401k.
Yeah.
401c. That's what we'll call it. Or maybe a 401 plan B.
Yeah.
But the point here is that I don't know about all that stuff, okay? I don't care about all that. We are going to be going on a Stonks journey starting on Stonks Day, which is Friday. But I always told people this. I'm not a financial advisor. But I do know this. Not being in Bitcoin is riskier than being in it. Literally, so many points in history, every single person who's ever invested in Bitcoin has been in profit. Think about that. What other asset offers that? Gold? King Henry or Ponce de Leon, maybe they were a little closer to the beginning of gold. I don't know when gold started. When did gold start, TJ?
I want to say with the Greeks back in the day.
I don't know. Who invented it?
You mean like minting it into gold coins is your question?
I'm just being silly.
Okay.
The Lord invented gold, and then he made my Lambo this color. The Lambo symbol is gold. I do like that. But the fact is, guys, is that there's never been an asset like Bitcoin in history. And yes, you've missed out on the very earliest part of it, but it's not too late. It's not too late until we're at full adoption. And will that be by the end of the cycle? I don't know. So let's look at his actual comments. Now, Chris from MM Crypto, which we'll look at with some censorship in a minute, but he actually talked about this on our show this week. Said a Norwegian billionaire is announcing his company's investment in Bitcoin while highlighting that it's risky not to put money into the leading cryptocurrency. In a letter to shareholders, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Reveals that his Norwegian holding company Aker has established CT.
Or SETI.
Is that
CT?
Is that a crypto Twitter troll? CT? Did he just troll crypto Twitter?
That would be amazing, but I don't.
I'm just saying, I don't know. Is this really Ivan? Okay. Come on, Ivan. Let's get with it. A firm dedicated to investing in Bitcoin and the Bitcoin ecosystem. But his comments were really interesting. He said, risk is not an obvious concept. What's commonly considered risky is frequently not, and vice versa. We're used to thinking cash is risk-free, but it's not. It's implicitly taxed by inflation at a small rate every year. It adds up. Guys. Water.
We got a super chat from Norway.
My dad went in with 20K at 55K today. He's 82 and is cracking it. It's a dad joke about his dad. I like that. Here's interesting. He still made this comment. Bitcoin may still go to zero. Who says that? Come on. Okay? Come on. But it can also become the core of a new monetary architecture. If so, one Bitcoin may be worth millions of dollars. The asymmetry is interesting to a portfolio. People who know the most about Bitcoin believe its future success is nearly inevitable.
I think the point he's making there with the go to zero is like it can only go down 100%, but it can go up 10,000% or, exponent. There is no top to it, really. So there's a clear floor, and the risk isn't all that great that it would actually go to zero, but the upside is exponentially higher. So it becomes a risk not to hold any in your portfolio.
Yeah, and it has no top. We love top. We love top here on the channel. But what I will say here is that this lines up with what Peter Brandt said the other day that I thought was also very asinine. And I understand the point he's making. But Peter Brandt said, Bitcoin is 50% likely to go to zero and 50% likely to go to 1 million. How dumb is that? Like, I can't wrap my mind around that. Like, you've watched Bitcoin go from 4 Bitcoin for a penny all the way up to $60,000 essentially. And now you're saying that it's actually just as likely it goes to zero as it goes to 1 million? If it just continues what it's doing, it's getting to 1 million for sure. Like, how could you think it's 50-50? I would say it's about a 0.1% chance Bitcoin goes to zero, which there's actually orders set in place that will literally never go to zero.
I was going to say, CT alone will keep it away from
exactly.
It'll
never go to zero.
Exactly.
But the thing about it is that when it comes to the bottom, the only scenario that exists that would break Bitcoin would be if the Chinese, miners all got together and colluded and 51% attacked the entire network, which wouldn't make any sense because that would make all their fortunes worthless. Even if the Chinese government wanted to do it, they would be a lot more effective by taking the billions and billions and billions of dollars that they have in the mining farms than actually crashing the price. So I think it's virtually a 0% chance it ever goes to zero.
Well, and this is another thing when people talk about a 51% attack on Bitcoin. Like, if you can get that much hash power, you can literally hack everything that exists on the planet. You could launch our nuclear codes. You could steal anything from any country. So attacking the Bitcoin network will not be the most valuable use of that hash rate.
Right. Well, they won't be able to get our crypto, though.
What?
They're not going to hack our crypto. They're going to hack the U.S. government, maybe the nuke codes. They won't be able to get my stuff.
Well,
we got it locked up real nice.
Right.
All right. Tempted the scammers and the hackers out there. All right. Okay, guys. In addition to this, I did want to point this out. Sorry, I'm having a moment this morning. U.S. lawmakers introduced a bill to clarify crypto regulations. There's a new Innovation Act, Eliminate Barriers to Innovation Act of 2021. And this whole thing is basically saying, like, talking about the riskiness of Bitcoin and especially, like, you know, a lot of this lines up with what we do here on Crypto YouTube, because the fact is we don't have regulations or a lot of stuff. I mean, as an unregulated market, I would love it if the government would come and say, now, obviously I hate government regulation in general, but it would make my life easier if they would come and they would say, here are your requirements. This is exactly what you need to do. You know, exact disclaimer you need to give to say you're not a financial advisor. The exact way that you can talk about an asset that's in your portfolio. I would like this stuff, and it would make it a lot more easier. Now, just imagine how handcuffed the people creating these projects feel. You know, like they don't even know they don't even know if the coin they're working for is a security or not. Like, we know Bitcoin's not. We know Ethereum's not. We know EOS started as one, but they said that's cool. We know Tezos isn't. Right? We have some that we know that they've already, you know, done cases with, but outside of that, like, we don't know. So, you know, this is something that is working. They're working for best practices, guys. Best practices for fraud prevention, investor protection, and other issues. And the big thing is they're really concerned about how all this affects the U.S. competitive position. I've said for years. There's actually a documentary I made like a year and a half ago with somebody talking about this, talking about the big thing is this is the space race with China when it comes to blockchain. And we are getting left in the dust right now. Something has to be done. So let's move on to Twitter censorship, guys. So if you would check out, there's Keanu, look at that. If you go over here to Twitter, make sure you guys follow me there. We're trying to get to 180K this week. So we're on a pretty good, I think we were just at 172 yesterday. Hit 174.4. So if you're not following us on Twitter, make sure that you are. Come on over here to Twitter and follow us. I made this tweet I thought was pretty funny. Crypto said, I'm planning an insane Bitcoin and Ethereum live stream. No way, Chris. An insane Bitcoin and Ethereum live stream? Press orange heart if you want me to start it right now. But the whole point is, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning last night checking my trades. And Crypto's account was gone. He was banned. If you didn't know, he also got his channel deleted from YouTube earlier this week. He got his channel back from YouTube, and he also this morning got his account back from Twitter, which is why I said, back from the dead twice in 1 week. Even Jesus didn't do that. Crypto banned on 2 platforms and makes an appearance back both times. And then I retweeted, did I retweet some of this last night? So basically, a lot of content creators had their accounts taken overnight. Willy Woo, a Bitcoin maximalist, was one. And then Plan B, we really love Plan B. And the thing I've noticed is all these accounts that got banned are not verified. So that we're in the process of getting verified with Twitter, so it should be done pretty soon, I hope. And that should help us not have to worry about this. But it kind of sucks when you just wake up and your whole account is gone. I mean, these guys have 300,000 followers apiece. And so there was a story that came out last night about this. Multiple crypto-related Twitter accounts have been suspended. No explanation for the suspensions have been given aside from the fact that the accounts violate Twitter's rules. Now, let's see. I guess Crypto Dog is back.
It's the
Crypto Dog. Is he back? Yes, he is back. All these guys had not all of them, but a lot of them had about 300,000 followers. We love Crypto Dog. He's one of the people on Twitter we do like. There's some that I'm kind of mad on, but I do like Crypto Dog for sure. Love Carl the Moon. He got his channel taken. But let's see what the article says. CoinDesk became aware at around 4:44 UTC. The Crypto Dog Woonomic Korash, aka and Trillion USD, along with Crypto and along with the Moon Carl, they had their accounts taken. Twitter suspends accounts which violate the Twitter rules was the only reason given initially by the social media giant. Now, Willy Woo had his account restored pretty quickly. And he said that his account was suspended for 6 hours, went through the process mentioning that Plan B was taken down. That's 1 trillion USD. And this was the email he got in response. Now, guys, I'm going to say this. This appears on face value to be censorship, right? They're all crypto accounts. But I'm actually going to say why I don't like seeing people's accounts taken. It looks like they've all been given back, and I think this is actually a good thing. I have been very vocal about saying that Twitter and YouTube are negligent in allowing all the scammers in the comments, allowing all of the impersonators. There are very easy ways that they can fix this, okay? And they just won't do it. It looks like Twitter has taken some control. So this is what they said. We're writing to let you know that we've unsuspended your account. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. A little background, we have systems that find and remove multiple automated spam accounts in bulk, and yours was flagged as spam by mistake. Please note that it may take an hour or so for your followers to get through. The long and the short of it is this, is they are purging scammer accounts. I can't on one hand say, you guys are negligent, you need to fix this, and then they actually make some progress towards fixing it. Now, I'd be upset if it was my account for sure, but if I got it back, and this is for the greater good of purging these scam accounts. And guys, if we go to my YouTube channel here, let's see here. Let's click on last night's video, Imminent Super Cycle here with K-Dub. You guys want Zombie on? I heard you guys want Zombie coming back on more often. Heard you guys really, really like that. But let's see how many. There's one right there. So ad goes. Look at the extremes right here. WhatsApp me 1307 more detail. But look at that. Just one. Let's see how many there are. It's the same one. Squeak, squeak. We need to squeak, squeak on this one. The point is, when you go through and look at all the replies, we're getting less and less with each one. We are fighting these people on this channel. We are fighting the Turkish botnet is what this is. It's a Turkish botnet. It is a warehouse in Turkey where it is basically a sweatshop where they have people nonstop running these automated accounts to make all these impersonator accounts. It is time to fight back. And I'm not standing for it anymore. And we're coming directly at you, and we're not going to stop. Every time I go to these comments and there's one comment in there, we're going to clean it up. You will never see, in the future, very soon, you will never see these on my account again. I'm telling you guys, we are going to crush them. We're in the process of it. Right now, we're doing John Henry type work, figuring out exactly the way to do this the right way. And then once we get it perfect, we're going to automate it. Come at me, mother chuckers. That's what I got. I'm tired of my people in the comments. Look, we got new people in here. They don't know that I'm not going to message them. I'm never going to message you. I'm never going to ask you for anything. I'm never going to ask you for money. I'm never going to allow you to invest with me. There's no such thing as BitBoy arbitrage. None of that. None of it's real. It's all fake. They're all impersonators. And I'm tired of it. And I'm going to step up when nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is fighting this like we are. I'm not going to stand for it anymore. Period. So boom. So you know what, Twitter? Hats off to you for friggin' doing something. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lot of the accounts that got banned were anon or, not necessarily verified accounts that were large and had a bunch of spam accounts. So it seems like they just banned them all and then gave it back to the legit people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and guys, we know how many of these accounts are out there. And so I say hats off to Twitter for trying to tackle this problem. It's something we're going to have to fight together. And I'm telling you, once we have the sauce here, we're going to be able to do this for other YouTube creators. Because if these people think they're going to wriggle out of my comment section and we're just going to be like, okay, cool, we won. Nah. This is war. I'm tired of it. I'm going to rage on them. I get so pissed at this stuff. I protect my people. I love my people. I will tell you this. Do not ever buy in for 1 second that on this channel we don't care about you. And that we would ever do anything to jeopardize you and your financial future. Don't buy into it's all lies. We care about you deeply on this channel. I care about the BitSquad. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. It pisses me off. Yeah. It does. So, all right. So, JP Morgan, regulatory filings reveal basket product tied to crypto-linked public companies. Now, this is some very interesting stuff. Because once we get to the end, I'm going to kind of tie this back to something we talked about maybe about a month ago that did not actually materialize, but I still think is coming. So a cluster of regulatory filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission indicate the Wall Street investment bank JP Morgan is giving its investor clients a way to gain exposure to crypto in the form of public company stocks involved with digital assets. The basket, I gotta get that out of my face. The basket of companies includes names well known in the crypto space, including market intelligence firm MicroStrategy, the Jack Dorsey-led payments company, Square and PayPal, another payments company that is building support for crypto into its app, and earlier this week announced its pending acquisition of crypto security firm, not cryptocurrency, crypto security firm Curve. It's different than the token. Other companies in the basket include Riot Blockchain, NVIDIA, AMD, semiconductor giant TSMC, Intercontinental Exchange. That's ICE, right?
Yep.
Wow, ICE has its own. That's it. Is ICE a public company?
I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about because it is the stock exchange.
Right. They own the New York Stock
They
Exchange.
own the New York Stock Exchange, and their own offering is also listed on the exchange.
Huh.
I don't know. It's weird. I just never thought about that before. They're right here in Atlanta. Maybe they'll let us come interview them sometime. I mean, what's her name? Kelly Loeffler ain't got nothing else to do. Sorry, Kelly. We love you, Kelly. I love Kelly. She's great. She's probably doing plenty. CME Group, Overstock, and Silvergate. So anyways, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of baskets of assets being offered tied to crypto companies. Now, I believe that part of this is we are going to be getting crypto index funds very soon that are going to be listed on the NASDAQ. There's a lot of really interesting things, coming in the space. I'll show you that again. I'll do that real quick. We got a super chat from Jake. TJ, ask what Ben's opinion of this. Tokens or social media video platforms like Tezos becoming the next wave, similar to DeFi, NFT right now. Could this be a future wave? I mean, I think social media blockchains are going to be the future.
Yeah. Could be. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's why we're advisors for SoMe. We're advisors for Hyper. We really believe in Theta TV. One day we're going to stream that. I swear to you guys. I swear. I feel like a broken record on that. But we are working on things. Guys, pulling this show off is very hard. You guys have no idea. Especially like, TJ, can you come up on screen?
Yeah.
Especially with this guy has no idea what he's doing over there. He has no idea what he's doing. The fact that we pull this show off is amazing.
That is true.
He's learned, but he has no idea. And so, we're piecing all this together. We're bringing in people that have a little more skill, a little more acumen in this stuff. And
a little bit of experience live streaming, basically.
Yeah.
Not
Guys,
just winging it.
This is what I'll tell you. Wait until the show gets good.
Yeah.
You guys have not seen anything yet. Guys, this is only like phase 2. Like, wait till we get to phase 3. It's going to be really, really
We've only
really
been doing this a few months.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, the point is, I talked a while back about rumors of an index fund of Aave, Chainlink, and Compound. Didn't materialize. We didn't see it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. And I think that we're going to see more of these funds rolling blockchain stuff in together. And I'm really excited to bring in Justin from, what's the name of the show? It's A Couple Cents?
A couple cents.
I think it's called A Couple Cents is his channel. He's going to be coming on. We're going to be talking stonks every Friday. He probably will be him a lot of those Fridays, if not all the Fridays. So really excited about that. Let's pull up his channel real quick so we can show you guys, so we can pump his channel a little bit. You guys can go subscribe to him. There he is, A Couple Cents. Yeah, I got it right. Very smart dude with great experience on the stock market. He just started this channel this year, like in the last 365 days. He's already got 65,000 subscribers. That should tell you he knows what he's talking about. So we're going to be talking a lot about the tie-in between crypto and stock. So we're going to be talking about Coinbase IPO. We're going to be talking about, ARK Invest, Tesla. We're going to be talking a lot about that. And then other things that kind of align in that same, realm of thinking. So very interesting. We're going to be talking to him. And I also what was the other thing I wanted to point out? What was the other thing I wanted to talk about with this? I can't remember. I had something I was going to say. I can't remember.
Well, everybody in the chat is curious about the 100x ETH.
The 100x ETH?
We've got a few people in there who actually understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, we do. Well, we'll start with the chart, though. Gosh, I cannot remember what I was going to say. It was really important. I felt like it was an announcement of some kind. Do we have it? Oh, real quick. Go back up, real quick, before we get there. I'm going to make a big announcement on the channel right now. Should I do it?
Go for it.
About this weekend?
I don't know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
Okay. Guys, the basket of companies includes well-known names in the crypto space, including market intelligence firm MicroStrategy, which you guys know, founder or CEO, I don't know if he's the founder, but the CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. We're going to interview him on Friday. So he's coming on the channel. We got it. We did it.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Now, we haven't done it yet, so there's a chance he might have to reschedule or postpone, or I hope not, but really big news. He's coming on the channel. We're going to split that up into a 2-part interview. We're going to show it on Saturday and Sunday. So this weekend, you're going to want to come. Watch that because I'm going to ask some real questions. And I want you guys in the chat right now to, I think we're the only crypto YouTube channel that's had him. Cointelegraph did, but we beat them a long time ago. We don't care about them. But the thing is, I want you guys to drop questions you want me to ask him. And then TJ, if you see some that are important, make a note of that.
Okay.
Because I want to ask him poignant questions. I want to ask him things that we really want to know, like, what is he going to do with all this crypto? You going to earn interest on it? Like, what's the plan? So that's one question I really want to talk to him about. There's a lot of Bitcoin they got. What's the goal? Do they have a number they want?
Yeah.
They want. I would think the number's 100,000. They're at 90,000 right now, so that may be the number. And then what are they looking at for other cryptocurrencies? Are they going to do something for the Ethereum? We don't know. So
what's the end game?
What's the end game? Yeah. What's the end game?
And just quick answer to somebody in the chat wanted to know if I was an intern. No, I'm not an intern.
See, TJ is, just so you guys know, TJ is the CEO of BitBoy Crypto.
Yeah.
He's CEO.
And life partners with Ben.
We are life partners. TJ and I are actually now business partners. I started this all on my own, did for years. And TJ and I are now partners in this. So he is almost, now we're not 50-50, but it's pretty close. Okay, pretty close. I still have the most. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I am still the most important one here, but TJ is pretty relevant. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So we love TJ on air.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. We are business partners, but we call each other friends.
We are friends. We were friends first.
Yeah.
For sure. Hopefully we'll be friends after. Hopefully there is no after.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, I'm going to have to run the Falcons, and you'll just take over the company.
Well, you need a GM, right? Or you want a GM. You want to be the owner, right?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
You want to be an owner, GM? You're one of those, huh?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Jerry Jones, he started out pretty hot. You know, he won some Super Bowls. Am I wrong?
Okay.
Just saying, like, he didn't know when to let go of the reins, but I'm just saying, I think it can be done.
I'll run the sports agency.
You will be the sport. Guys, if you're a professional athlete and you want to sign up with Hit Network Sports.
Hit Sports.
With Hit Sports. I mean, what better name than Hit Sports?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, people are telling me that we are not talking about this channel enough, and I can tell we're not talking about this channel enough because, we finally show up in the search. Because you guys are not watching these videos at the same rate that you're watching the other videos that we have here. These videos are really good, and they really show you guys what happens here on a daily basis. So if you want the behind the scenes of what happens here, if you want to see Jay Chains and TJ and everybody here, Mr. Aaron Schmieds, if you want to see them and you want to see what happens here and how we do things, we got requests to make videos on how we make our thumbnails. Can't give away all our trade secrets. We can show you guys, kind of how we do stuff around here. We run a tight ship. You guys make sure to head on over to Hit Network and subscribe. Just search Hit Network. It'll come right up, and then you can watch our videos. We make them almost every day. So the daily hit. And we will be making them 6 days a week at least at some point here pretty soon.
Yep.
So make sure you guys subscribe there. All right, let's move on to ETH. I know you guys want to talk about ETH. So let's start with the daily chart for Ethereum. God, hey, look at that. Look at that daily chart. That daily chart's freaking sexy right there. I mean, look at that. Woo! Ever since we told you guys, once we got our green dot right there, it was bull move, and it is. We challenged. We got all the way up to 1883, almost getting back above 1900 in the price for Ethereum. Let's look a little shorter. Let's see what happened with the 1 hour chart here. We did get a blood diamond last night when the price did drop. Now, we had talked about from when the sideways action happened, the last time it was 19 bars, wasn't it? Because that was the rap song somebody sent to us, 19 bars.
19 bars and 13
See what happened
hours.
to 19 bars here. 19 bars. Look at that. Look at that. Exactly 19 bars before it broke out. You can't make that stuff up. I mean, I called it. I told y'all. And I just looked and saw exactly what it was. It broke to the upside. That's when it hit its all-time high. I mean, if you were sitting here at 1830 and it went all the way up to 1883, you were in a good spot. But then, of course, what happened? We got the big crash from Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin crashed, price dropped, okay? And now we're in what looks to actually be a better trend. I mean, if you look here on the hourly chart, and if you look at where we were yesterday with this sideways action, it just felt like nothing was really happening. And we really needed kind of this big move up and this big move down to kind of free up the market to give us another run up. I mean, if you look here, it looks like right now where we're at, very similar to, like if you look at the EMA ribbon, for instance, like look how tight it is right there. I mean, come back down and look how tight it is right here. I mean, it looks like about the same kind of spot right there. So if that's the case, we could be looking at a gain from, let's just say from the support line up. That was a 10% gain. So what would that be over here? See, from the support line up, 10%. That would put it at $2,000. So we could be looking at a $2,000 move here in the next couple days. And I think it's going to happen. Finally, it's got to happen. Please, 2,500. So what is the 100x part? Solution to scale Ethereum 100x is imminent. It does say a ETH 100x upgrade there. You should have made the X lowercase, I think.
Well, they didn't make it lowercase.
Well, yeah, but that's Cointelegraph. I mean, is that I don't know how they do stuff in Russia.
Well,
all right, guys. I trolled them maybe a little too hard on that. Look into how they started. That's all I'll say. The author of the Ethereum white paper, Vitalik Buterin, speaking of Russians, believes rollups will solve Ethereum's scaling woes until the introduction of E 2.0 sharding. And man, look, I wish I could draw a chart on these eyeballs they made here. Really incredible. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin believes the network is on the verge of scaling by a factor of 100, predicting the optimism, which optimism is a new release for the upgrade. It's not like it's a uppercase O. Will release its 2-layer solution in the coming weeks. Rollups are coming very soon, he said, adding, we're fully confident that by the time that we need any more scaling of that, by the time we need any more scaling of that, okay. Sharding, it reads a little funny. Sharding will have already been ready for a long time by then. And guys, the scaling is super important for Ethereum, right? And the gas fees are all wound up in that. Now, what is, TJ, do you remember what that new solution the Ethereum miners are talking about? Do you remember what it was? Like KEV, KEM? Maybe somebody can type that in. It's a new solution for them to get money for mining, even though they're burning the fee. KVM? Is that what it is? No. So can you tell me when somebody in the chat talks about it? Because it is really important. Because I want to tell you something that somebody sent me last night that's really pretty interesting. Let's see. And if I stumble around right here, guys, that's okay, because I really want to give you this information because it's super, super, super interesting. Is anybody typing it in the chat? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
It's on a delay. I haven't seen it yet.
It should be about any second now.
Yeah.
The point is there is a new way.
MEV.
MEV?
MEV instead of KEV.
Yeah. MEV. Okay, let me Google that here. Ethereum MEV. Okay, it is a trading bot strategy. Okay. So Ethereum trading bot strategy extracted 107 million in 30 days, research suggests. Basically, what these miners are going to start doing is using bots to front run the transactions. So they know how to arbitrage based on price action. So popularly referred to as miner extracted value, the arbitrage strategy sees bots identify and target trades waiting in Ethereum mempools. The bots can use a few observed techniques to profit from the targeted trade. For one, a bot will find a profitable trade waiting in the mempool, then it will copy that trade and up the gas price for its transaction. That way, a miner will package its copy trade before the original can go through. After scraping Ethereum, technique netted. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys know I'm not a miner, right? I'm maybe angry today, but I'm not a nerd. I'm just kidding. All miners are not nerds. Y'all know that's all jokes, right? It's mostly jokes. I can't help myself. But TJ is also an Ethereum miner. So maybe you guys are starting to figure it out a little bit. But the point here is that when it comes to mining, I don't know the end. I've never done it. I've never mined. I ordered a miner once. I think I never even set it up. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't care about it. But somebody sent me some transactions last night. I did see it. I didn't respond to it because I just get thousands of messages, but I did see it. Basically, they were saying that Flexpool, which, as you know, is the number 24 Ethereum pool, and they're the ones who are the most vocal against this, is they actually, last night, this guy was showing, and I can't verify this is true, but they've got in the transaction explorer, the blockchain explorer for Ethereum, Flexpool testing this out last night. And I wasn't aware of this. I don't know if this is true, but the analysis of the way they were using this is that it made the gas fees almost nothing. And so it's a way that these miners can make a lot of money, but also kind of counteract the effects of EIP 1559. And overall, it's going to give lower gas fees. I wonder if this is so they can keep the block sizes low, so maybe they still get the gas fee and they're just lower. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it was a very interesting thread that this guy sent me last night saying how when they were testing it, the gas fees were significantly lower. And that would also maybe seem to indicate that maybe there has been some tomfoolery with these gas prices lately for these miners, just like we said, and it's been hurting the network. So
it feels like it. I mean, when we're swapping now, the fees are way lower, way different, and it seems like as soon as they came out hard that like this is going to happen by this date, all of a sudden the mining fees adjusted.
Isn't it amazing?
It is.
God, I feel like the whole world is counter trading me sometimes, and we just keep winning. That's the best part about it. So that's what's going on with Ethereum with the upgrade. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, now I want to talk about this for a little bit. Now, if you guys check out bitboycrypto.com/deals, you will know I added a new exchange here. A lot of you guys have been wanting me to talk about this, about Voyager. Now, if you use my code, if you sign up for Voyager, you can click here and go there and then use this code, of course, without the quotation marks there. You can go use this code and get $25 in Bitcoin for free. And what I will say is, I found some pretty interesting stuff with Voyager here. If you go to Voyager, the first thing you'll notice is, and I guess I was unaware of this, Voyager's already a public company. Did you know that, TJ?
I feel like I did know that and forgot. Because
I feel similar. At one time, maybe I did.
I feel like I remember talking to Mateo about it like in 2019, but yeah, it wasn't on my radar for sure.
Oh, back when you worked for Coinbound.
Yeah.
Wow, Coinbound takes Nano. Very interesting. Shout out to Ty. So anyways, guys, this is Voyager. Now, a lot of people have been wanting me to cover Voyager for a while, and I like Voyager. I think Voyager's good. I used it. I have money on it right now. Not very much, but you guys know, like, I generally use Coinbase a lot. It's just what I do. We have been in talks with Voyager about, like, actually them becoming a sponsor on the channel. Ultimately, we decided, and they decided also, not to do that. And the reason is like, they only want us to be exclusive with them, and we will not sign an exclusive deal with anyone ever. Just so you guys know, we don't have anyone we're exclusive with. So I want to be able to talk about Binance. I want to be able to talk about Coinbase. I want to be able to talk about Voyager. I want to be able to talk about Crypto.com. I want to be able to talk about the BlockFi card. I want to be able to talk about Celsius. Why? Because that gives you the biggest advantage. That gives the audience the biggest range of choice. So,
and that's what we use.
And that's what we use all those products. We don't actually use Voyager. Now, a lot of people, the Voyager token itself is what has got people really excited. Now, we met a guy, you know where this is going. We met a guy this weekend, or last weekend when we were in Las Vegas, MP3. He's always in our chat. We love MP3, nice guy. He says Voyager token's the new Bitcoin.
Yeah. He
says during the bear market that Voyager token will be your ticket to keep all your money.
It only goes up.
It only goes up. But guys, I mean, look at the number. Now, keep in mind, it's not an all-time high yet. It's all-time high after they launched. Oh, no. I didn't even know Voyager token was around in 2017. But in January of 18, it reached $10. Right now, it's only at about 60% of that at $6.
And this was the argument him and I got into, that it's not.
Very intense argument. I thought TJ was going to fight him, I thought. One of two guys that I thought TJ was going to fight. I told my wife, I was like, honey, TJ almost got into like 2 fights out here. And she was like, what? TJ?
Yeah.
If I would have called her, I would have said, honey, I almost got in a fight out here. She would have said, what did you do now? Like, she would have expected it, you know? But when I said TJ, she was like, TJ?
Well, almost is a pretty.
It's pretty, I mean, there were no
term.
Yeah. I mean, it's all relative, as TJ likes to say. But the point is, Voyager token's had a really good run up. And it's had, for the last, if you look at it for the last month, I mean, look at that run. It's gone from, it's basically almost 3x'd at its height. So Voyager's been doing really well, and it's been doing, a lot of good stuff. Now, as far as them being a public company, this is where things get a little interesting. Because when we look at companies that are legit, we know a publicly traded company is not going to be here today and gone tomorrow. So a lot of the questions that would have, like with Binance, right? Like, we love Binance. We like Binance too. Don't get me wrong. But with Binance, like, they don't have there's a lot of regulatory questions around Binance. still to this day, Binance.com especially. Binance.us, much more regulatory friendly. But when you have Voyager Digital Limited, which is a publicly traded company, then it's got a lot more longevity. And, Coinbase is just now trying to do what Voyager's already done.
Oh, that's real quick why the chart went so far back. It used to be Ethos. I did know that. So Voyager is a rebrand and a recreation of the Ethos wallet, which was a really, really, really good wallet. And then they relaunched the different token.
Ethos, I was in the Ethos test of their wallet.
Yeah.
I made a video on it. Let's see if we can find it here. Where is the BitBoy video? It'll be real bad too. It'll be a terrible video. Let's see if I can search it. See if I can search Ethos. Here it is. Look at this. It was one of my highest viewed videos back then.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh, guys. We won't listen to it, but
BitBoy.
yeah, I wish y'all could get that. Look at that, guys. Wow.
Is that in the box?
That is in the box. Yeah, there was a giant green box built around me. It
Look,
looked
you
like
can
a
see it
spaceship.
reflecting off your face.
You can see it like in my hair. I always wear the backwards hat because it matched. Somebody said we need to make a look back on the channel video. I think that's pretty cool. But you see the green screen just mess up. Look at this. Wow, code BitBoy. I have my own code. Submit a trade. Look at that face. Look at that grimace. Like I'm really concentrating hard there. Really good. Some people say I've had a glow up. Some people will say I still look the same. But the point is, is that we like Voyager. It's a good exchange. They've got more than 50 crypto assets. They've got Cardano. American friendly, by the way. American friendly. That's the big thing about Voyager is American friendly. Algorand, we love Algorand. Well, also a partnership with Curve, by the way. Just the company that PayPal just bought. Cosmos, Avalanche. I mean, it's basically got it's almost got a combination of like what Coinbase has and what Binance.us has. They've got VeChain. We can get VeChain right there. Monero.
And they pay pretty good rewards, it looks like.
Serum, which is, I think, a Solana token, I believe, even on there. Pretty interesting. Luna, coin of the month this month for us. Doing real good. Filecoin. Digibyte. Look at that. You can buy Digibyte there. So, I mean, this is BSV. TJ loves BSV. They've also got built-in tools.
Don't say that. Don't do that.
You don't love BSV?
I hate BSV. You know that.
What about BTV? Bitcoin TJ's Vision. BTV. BitBoy TJ's Vision. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got P&L statements on there. They have the Voyager interest program. That's what this article was talking about back here. And the interest program, I mean, look, you can get interest on your coins on the exchange. So kind of offering what, Celsius and BlockFi do.
And someone in the chat saying will be available in New York end of Q1, which would be interesting.
I don't even think people in New York can get all the Coinbase coins on Coinbase.
People in New York have a hard time with a lot of things.
You couldn't pay
when it comes to crypto.
Yeah, it comes to a lot of things. What's the advantage of living in New York right now?
Right now, I don't know.
I mean, look, if you're a New York guy or gal, and New York's your hometown, you love New York because that's where you're from. Like, I love Atlanta. Like, that's where I'm from. My sports teams are here. But, like, really, and what it has to offer compared to, like, other places right now, I'd say same thing for California. I mean, I would rather live in California than New York for sure. I can put up with hippie liberals all day, no offense, hippie liberals with the long hair, but I can put up with that stuff. But, the close quarters and I don't know, like California is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love California. People in California are really laid back. I mean, it gets kind of a lot of flack for different stuff politically or whatever. A lot of people want to move out there because, taxes and all kinds of stuff. But in terms of actually, like, being there, it's a great place to be. I love being in California. I think you probably agree with that, TJ?
Absolutely.
That's why you lived there for a long time.
Yep.
So let's talk about Polygon here. This is the big news here. Bitcoin breaks 55K briefly. Polygon soars ahead of Coinbase listing. So it talks about Bitcoin here, but then it goes on to talk about this. The best performer has been Polygon or MATIC, which gained 32% to $29.09 ahead of its, or is that 29.9 cents? I think let's see what it is here. Let me pull it up so I get it exactly. I don't want to mess that up. Do not want to mess that up. Yeah, that's a weird way to put that, isn't it?
Yeah, they worded it funny.
Yeah, it's 31.5 cents. I guess that's how you say it. I would put it in a different format. But anyways, the point is, Coinbase Pro, inbound transfers for MATIC, SKL, I don't even know what that is, and Sushi are now available in the regions where trading supported. Traders cannot place orders and no orders will be filled. Trading will begin on or after 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday. That's tomorrow, March 11th, if liquidity conditions are met. I'm sure they will be. Scale Network, I don't know anything about that one. But the rumor is that this is also going on Coinbase itself very soon. And a lot of times, what we'll see a transition where they go on Coinbase Pro first, and then they move over to Coinbase.
And that's something good to keep in mind if you're new. Like, that's very consistent. Not always, but almost every time something new is going to get listed on Coinbase, it gets listed on Coinbase Pro first. So you can, if you see something getting listed on Coinbase Pro, you can almost always kind of surmise that a listing on Coinbase Pro is coming in the not too distant future.
It's a great word, surmise.
It is. Yeah, I've used it twice recently.
Yeah. Also, guys, eToro, I don't want to say this. This is an ad at the top of this. I have no affiliation with eToro. Actually kind of upset. I've been upset with them for years, but that's a long story. The point is I heard an eToro ad last night on ESPN XM radio. So they're out there doing the advertising thing. Do you like eToro?
I've never used it.
Yeah, not my favorite, but I thought it was pretty cool they're doing advertising on mainstream radio. But, I mean, is that even better than putting ads on YouTube these days?
Nope.
I don't know. We're in such a weird place with media.
Yeah.
But
Transitional.
We're transitioning from the old media model to my media model. That's what we're going to, guys. Okay. Hit network. Let's get it. Okay. MATIC Network most recently rebranded to Polygon, exploring all-time highs. I'm trying to look for any there's been no confirmation it's actually going on regular Coinbase, though, right?
No, it's just rumored.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just saying, typically, if you hear rumors like that, you see a Coinbase Pro listing, you can usually think it's going to happen, but we don't know when and why. And
I mean, guys, I have some. I'm going to go ahead and say this. It'll go on Coinbase. I have no doubt about that. I have zero doubt in my mind that this is phase one for it getting on there. Polygon, I tell you, this is one we may want to start loading up more on, honestly.
Yeah.
Did I say moron?
Moron.
I wasn't talking to you, TJ. I'm just saying, like, I said more space on. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah, interesting idea in the chat, too. Somebody's suggesting we maybe try a 5K to 100K Coinbase Pro challenge, like leverage trading on only coins that are on Coinbase Pro.
They got rid of leverage trading on Coinbase Pro, or they are.
Oh,
I believe.
Maybe they just mean swing trading then, but
I mean, that we can do that anywhere. I mean, look, guys, swing trading is a lot harder than leverage trading. It's less risky, but it's a lot harder.
But that might be a way to finish up that other challenge because you're going to have next to no fees in Coinbase Pro and a lot of coins to choose from. So.
Well, I'm going to say with our 1K to 10K challenge, we're definitely going to do it. But, you know, kind of my fun for this 1K to 10K challenge has been, like, diminished by the fact that I don't feel like people are getting the message with it. You know, like the message people are getting is let us copy all your trades. And that's not the point. And we've talked about it before. So it's been a little discouraged to me. Like, I explained when we did this, like, in our personal holdings, we still have Frontier, a lot of it. But in the challenge on the short term, like trying to move up, you have to abandon projects quickly. Like, you can't, if you only have $100 and you got $25 in projects, like, unless you get one that 10X's, like, you're not going to really be able to move. You got to get gain after gain after gain. Nothing pumps forever. And so we are still looking to make this happen, and we are going to make it happen. So we are going to be putting a bigger focus on this in the next couple of weeks. But the other big thing about this is the easiest way to make big gains is on DeFi, is with Ethereum coins. But the gas fees have been so high, it's been hard to do. That's why, like, we say we're going to make this trade, and then we go look at the gas fee, and we're like, my gosh, we can't do it. Like, every dollar is so valuable. So we are going to be putting a bigger focus on this. We are going to be, now that we completed the other challenge, we're going to complete this challenge. And then I think we're going to go, we'll still be doing, I'm still going to try to get that account up to $1 million. I think it'll be pretty cool. To go from 10K to $1 million, you got to admit, that's pretty good.
And
so,
Ethereum's breaking out right now, they're saying in the chat too.
Ethereum breaking out right now. 1872. Oh, yeah, it's 1872. Let's see. I know that, I'll be honest with y'all, I hate the Heikinashi candles. I hate these things. I really prefer regular candles. Yeah, look at it. It's pumping right now. Now, market cipher not as reliable with these candles, and it has to do with opening and closing and confirmations and things like that. But, you know, I mean, we are looking at a lot of bullish action right here for Ethereum. So I did say I think we will be back over 2,000. I mean, I would think by this weekend, and then we can finally charge up to 2,500, and then y'all can finally shut up. Finally shut up.
That ain't never gonna happen.
I make one, and I'm not going to say it was a bad call. I make one wrong call based on this EIP 1559 drama going on behind the scenes, and, you know.
Never gonna hear the
Never going to hear the end of it. Actually, to be honest with you, I haven't heard anybody say anything about it in like a week. I keep bringing it up. Maybe it's me.
It's always in the chat.
It's always in the chat.
Yeah.
They love that, man.
Yeah.
They love that Valentine's Day.
Less and less, you know, but maybe there's maybe 2 or 3 mentions today.
Well, once it does get over 2,500, I mean, I think it will basically disappear. I mean, guys, when Ethereum's at $7,000, do you really think people are going to be bringing that up still?
A few.
Now, I tell you what they will do. Next year, it'll come back around, though.
Yeah.
That'll be the fun thing next year. I have to make a big, bold prediction for next year, too, that'll be wrong to keep the tradition. Maybe we just know, like, Valentine's Day is like our April Fools. Real quick, guys, before we move on to the last thing where we look at the Nupal, we are going to look at the Nupal, and we are going to look at another indicator that's very key. I do want to talk about Tidal for just a minute. This is one that we are invested in. They had some big news recently. We actually talked about them last week. Insurance marketplace Tidal Finance raises additional, $1.8 million. It's a high-yield insurance platform. We were basically showing you guys all the returns that you can get, the capital utilization percentage of each of these projects, and they're big projects. You know, Synthetics, Kyber, waiting for Synthetics to move still. That one should be a big mover here soon. Aave actually has been picking it back up lately, so that's been good. But they did have this announcement, which is they will be listing on Balancer, which is a decentralized exchange. We're thrilled to announce our public sale. The public sale will be going live on Balancer Labs on March 25th. The listing on Balancer will offer everyone a fair way to participate in Tidal. We will soon be releasing details on the sale, all the while we get ready to go live with our testnet. And I think this is one to definitely, we're investing in it, obviously, so take that for what it's worth. But if you look at what a lot of these projects have done, Polka Starter, Polka Markets, Unido, you look at a lot, what a lot of these ones have done, they've done very well. And I think that these are going to be the projects we're talking about in 6 months from now, as some of the best movers in the whole market. So I really legitimately believe that. That's why we're involved in a lot of these. So far, pretty much anything we've been invested in terms of sales, they've all crushed it. So now, last thing I want to talk about is the health of the market. Because I do want to get a little bit more into what we were talking about earlier in the stream, which is, guys, the market is going to move down. But the health of the market is absolutely pivotal. And if you've never seen this before, let me pull this up real quick. Psychology of a market cheat sheet. Spell market wrong. Cheat sheet. Pull this up here. A lot of you guys maybe have seen this before. So basically what this is it is, God, that's terrible right there. Can I get one that's a little better? Hold on, let me get one that's a little better here. There we go. So if you look here, this is the psychology of a market. And I'll bring it in a little bit. Sorry, I hope that didn't mess you up.
No, you're good.
Wall Street cheat sheet. Every market has cycles, guys. And this is how it goes. And you could kind of like judge these in a macro sense and then also in a micro sense. So pretty much every time you see an upward and downward action in a market, no matter what the time frame, I mean, you're looking at like a small version of this. But if you look at every run-up we've had in crypto for the macro, like the halving cycles themselves, like 2012, 2016, 2020, 2020 to today, what you'll see is they all basically follow the same chart. And it's how excited people get. When it gets to this euphoria, and we see this on the stock market, that's why things are a little concerning right now for the stock market. Euphoria is, I'm a genius. Forget trading. I can retire off paid tweets. Like, that's pretty funny. This is actually a meme. That's what I realized.
That's a good one. I like this.
I didn't even realize
this.
This is good too. This is a Twitter OG. I just need to cool it with the paid tweets. Why am I being accused of paid shills and manipulation? Oh my God. I've been exposed on Medium. I know what all that is in reference to, which makes it even more funny. But this is the actual cheat sheet here. Euphoria. I'm a genius. We're all going to get rich. When everybody thinks they can get rich in a market, that is very dangerous. Now we have the Nupal indicator that basically tracks this. And right now, if we go and we look at the zoom for all here, you will see whenever we get in the blue, that's euphoria. That's when the market dumps. We're in a big concerning point in the market. The blue is euphoria, just what we looked at on the cheat sheet. Now, as you see, we got very close to this up here, but we did not quite get above it. So when we look at the last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks looks like we're getting pretty close to it. Let's look a little further out here. So when you look at the month, back on February 21st, the peak of February, we were very, very, very close to getting in euphoria. And while we assign, I got a gnat flying around my face. While we assign words to these and emotions like euphoria, or if you go back and look at the cheat sheet, like euphoria, disbelief, panic, denial, like those are kind of words we just put on this, right? But in reality, this is measured by money and data. So the net unrealized profit and loss, when over 75% of everybody in crypto is in profit, everybody's making money. It's hard, What were you going to say, TJ?
Well, they're in profit and they haven't actually realized it. They haven't closed the trade. They haven't taken money out, but
Yes.
they're up.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
So when they haven't taken, when 75% of people have not taken the profit, but they're up big time, that's very concerning. That is an indicator that what is known as dumb money. So you have smart money, and you have dumb money. It's not a measure of intelligence. It's a measure of experience in financial markets and understanding the way that markets work. That's why we get people in the comments to say things like, the bull run's going to last forever. Like, what do you mean it will end one day? Like, they don't get it. They're just new. And so they feel the excitement, the euphoria, and it clouds their judgment. And they just think it's easy, especially towards the end when more and more dumb money comes in, new to financial markets. And all of a sudden they put money in. One day it's $100, and then a week later it's $1,000. They're, why wasn't I always doing this? Oh, it's this easy. And that's when things get really dangerous. And so this new bull measures that. Now, what we've seen recently is we've got very close on February 21st, but now it is starting to creep back up again. But still, it's not, as high. Let's see, where was this at? This was at 0.71. Right now we're at 0.71. So kind of a similar place to where we were back on February 10th, which was leading up to a lot of excitement. So we really need to monitor what's happening here pretty soon. And if we were to go above this line here, the 75 line, could get very concerning. And so also with the market health, this is another indicator that we found with Glassnode. Thank you to Glassnode for giving us this account for free, allowing us to show you guys this. You guys can get an account with them if you'd like. They have plenty of good charts and information. But this is a zero line for the stock to flow chart. So if you didn't know, this is what Plan B we were looking at with the Twitter censorship. He had his account taken last night, but it came back. What we're seeing is on this, God, I hate how this thing works. If you look at the dotted line where my cursor is next to on the right over here, this is the zero line, or actually it's the one line, the one-to-one line. This is when the price of Bitcoin exactly matches when exactly matches the stock to flow prediction. And what you see is whenever it gets above that, the price dumps. Because if you're looking up here, this is the price at the top. This gray line is the price. So as the stock to flow chart underestimates the price dumps. So right now where we're at is we're at a very healthy place. How can you take this and use this for your advantage? Well, basically you can do that by watching this chart, and when it gets in the red, we know corrections are coming. Now, it doesn't happen immediately. It took we had one minor correction there, but it basically took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to plunge below. Actually 7 technically.
And this will be an interesting thing to watch if you're just starting to watch these charts, is like you were having that conversation about smart money, dumb money, and it really just has to do with people's experience in the market. It'll be really interesting to see if this number continues to creep up and then that stimulus money hits right around the time we're kind of hitting euphoria, and you see a lot of people make their first Bitcoin purchase ever with this new money. And then the price immediately corrects after that, and smart money accumulates more, and that's kind of how the money flow works. And then, it'll be interesting. And then, because that's exactly what drops the newple. If people buy at that price, and then the price goes down, then the larger percentage are out of profit, etc.
That's such a great point, TJ. And let me just kind of show you guys on the chart what he's saying. what he's saying is this excitement level gets really high as we get very close to the dotted line up there that you can barely see, but that we don't want to get above, is right about here. A lot of new money could come in, and then all of a sudden everybody starts dumping. And when they dump, now all of a sudden all the people that bought in up here are no longer in profit. And that's why when you look at the zoomed out version of this, you see so many times it got very close. Like look back here in 2017. It got very close, and then it didn't actually touch it. Oh, that's good. I can zoom in on this. That's a lot better. You see how close it got? It got close one time. People dumped. Happened again. But if you look at the price points, this is what's so interesting about this. The price points have nothing to do with the excitement level, right? So if you look here where we were at the peak in 2017 on the first peak, this would have been, the very first part of this run, the price was at $2,800. Well, the price then went down. It only went down about, about 40%. So that's a big correction. Went down 40% to 1,900. Now, the next time it peaked, right here, the price was at 4,300, much higher. Like the price was much higher than this peak back here. And so it's very interesting to think that the price is not connected to this. It's the excitement in the price points at which people get into the market at, not where the current price is. So that's how we keep all of this kind of in balance and keep a healthy market to keep the prices going upward. And this is just kind of how buyers and sellers work together. But eventually what happens is the buyers rush in and they overwhelm. The smart money knows this is when I need to get out. And that's why understanding these market cycles are so important, because we know about when this should happen, which should be, near Q4 of this year. So, all right, guys, that's all I got today. I hope you guys got something very valuable out of this video. We'll be back tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, streaming with George from Cryptos R Us. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that. We are going to be doing 2 streams daily here in the future, probably a few weeks down the road. So definitely want to see how you guys react to the one tonight with George. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.